Hi my lovely friends. Right, so, well, we're all just waiting, aren't we now, for Donna's trial. But there's just a few things that I want to discuss. A couple of things that are all over the internet anyway, you know, to do with some of the motions. But there's just a few other things that I want to talk about as well as them. First of all, I'm surprised that Donna stuck with Rushbourne. I know she's got this other attorney, this Alex Morris, is he called, from Tallahassee. You know that godforsaken place, Wendi. Oh no, that was that Wasahassee or something like that. But yeah, so she's got this other attorney, Alex Morris, and now what surprises me slightly with that is I didn't think I thought she'd get rid of Rushbourne after what happened with Charlie. And you know, it's funny, isn't it, because it's like she must have known Rushbourne's weaknesses listening to him, and irrelevant of what Rushbourne was saying to Charlie, you know, like we've won this and all the rest of it, she was on the outside. She could hear everything, she could see everything, she knew exactly what was going on YouTube. So I don't, and how we all sort of thought it was so ridiculous, Charlie's trial, and yet she still stuck with him. And on top of that, I mean, like now she's got this Alex as well, so she's not taking any chances just on Rushbourne alone. She wants somebody else in tow as well. But it's funny how she didn't think like that when it was Charlie, did she? You know, he was good enough. I mean, he's a white collar attorney, and do you know, I think it shows. I do. I've seen over my decades, I've seen a lot of trials, and Rushbourne is not up to it. And I think, you know, just the fact that all these motions that are going forward now, he should really now be concentrating on how he's going to clinch this case. And I know a lot of that comes with strategies and, you know, trying to make things fair for yourself and unfair for the other, for your opponent, you know, for the prosecutor. But I just think that there's other things that he should be concentrating on, and it all seems to be this we don't want this because it's not fair, you know, a motion for this because it's not fair. I mean, all these motions are all because it's not fair, and yet I think he should be coming from I think he should be looking for something else really. If he wants to get her out of Nick, not that I don't want him to, and I'm glad she's got him, I really am, but he's not a criminal lawyer, not by any stretch. I don't know what this Alex Morris is going to bring to the table yet, because we've not seen him in action, have we? So that would be interesting. But yeah, so that now we've got this. He wants 3G courtroom instead of 3B, or is it the other way around? I think I've got it the right way around, because he wants a smaller courtroom, and we know that's to keep to limit the amount of media that are going to fit in there. But it's like it's been said already. He could just ask that, you know, only so many people are allowed in. If he thinks that, his reasons are that too many in the courtroom, the distraction, the fact that there was a photograph taken of a post-it that went all around social media, and even Dawn from Lounge Bar Crime in the UK's got it. So that's what we want to stop, Your Honour. But you know what I mean? It's like, well, you know, and then he made out that it was nothing to do with the case. Well, really, should you actually be talking about anything else or writing on post-its, any of yours, if it's not to do with what's going on in front of you at that moment. I mean, one of them, something like where she had told him to like not laugh or not smirk or stop laughing or smiling. Not. To be fair, if that's how he's going to continue with this, and just try and push back all the time, then when it actually comes to trial, what is he going to bring to the table? I know he is the defence and he has got to defend, but what he's trying to do is he's trying to say like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't say this, you can't say that. He needs to bring something to the table, and this is why I'm saying his experience in criminal law it's not coming through. You've got to be a right battle axe and fighter, and you've got to really go at it, whereas he's not. He's just trying to say, well, what they're doing, Your Honour, this isn't fair and that isn't fair. Like, for example, he's talking about the fact that the trial was put back so many years, even though she was sort of like suspected practically within days really of the murder. Her name was popping up, and what they're arguing now, you've heard it, what they're saying is that the fact that it's gone on for so long and now they haven't got access to all this material of what her habits were previously, as in text messaging on certain occasions and the family holidays and all this, that because they haven't got all that now, that's a strategy of the prosecution. Now, can I just say, on this note, there is nobody more than me, and I will hold my hands up. You know, I've gone on about how long this case has taken and it's not fair, and I've been a bit snipey, about Georgia Cappleman and everything, but can I just say, if that was her strategy, then hey, I'm all for it. And like I've said hundreds of times, I do like her, and I do think her and Sarah are a good team together, because they're slightly different. So they're a good team. That's the thing, you see, they are a team. You can tell that they're working together, and you can tell that whenever Georgia Cappleman is up there doing her bit, whatever she wants up there on them slides or on anything, and I know she's got other people helping her, everything's there, and you can tell also as they're working together, they are bouncing off each other, things are being put backwards and forwards to each other, so they're there for each other and they know what they're doing. I feel like Rushbourne goes in with, he's got one thing in mind, and he gnaws at it, or he clutches at straws. Like I said, do you remember at the start of the case, I said this actually probably just recently, at the start of Charlie's trial with the wiretaps and everything, and he did say, didn't he, we're going to decipher them properly, we're not going to cherry pick, we're going to decipher them properly, and we're going to give you the truth of exactly what was said, blah, all this BS. It never happened. He's just a charmer, and he promises to put everything there, and he just doesn't come up with the goods. He's not got much to go with, by the same rule. Rather him than me, I wouldn't want his job for nothing. And incidentally, I'm not even saying I could do a better job. I don't know though. Not that I'd want to. I don't know what it'd take me to apply myself for somebody like Donna, but you get my point. Yeah. Anyway, let's just move on to a couple of things. Just to go back a minute, that what I was just speaking about with regards Rushbourne saying it's not fair, if you like, because that is what he's saying, that they have no history of all the call logs and everything in order to defend Donna. On that basis, they wanted the case kicked out completely because of that. Now, in certain cases, something like that is possible. I have heard of this before, and I think a couple of people might have done examples of it. I don't know. I kind of seen something fleeting through. I think there might be some examples out there, but it has been possible in the past for things like that. But I think really clutching at straws there, Rashborn, with that one. Yeah. So this trip to Vietnam is like, it's not a consciousness of guilt. Because she's been to all these countries that have got no extradition, and like that you know, so that doesn't mean anything. But if that's the case, she can prove that she's been on all these trips and everything. But that doesn't mean anything, because the fact was, she didn't go there before Charlie's trial started. And she didn't go there when it was ongoing. She went there a week after he'd been convicted. You know, even that amazes me. The fact that she could even get up off the floor and pack a suitcase. I mean, what kind of mother? Seriously, she's like, you know, packing a suitcase. You know, when I think of Donna now, I keep thinking of Judy. You know, AA Legal Focus. I can just see Judy doing her voice while Donna's packing a case, you know, and all that. If you haven't seen it, a parodies, but I'm literally fixated on them. They're brilliant. But I can just see Donna. She's like not a care in the world until it's her turn. And well, she did do some crying, didn't she, and everything on the phone to Charlie and to Harvey and a friend and everything, but a week. He'd been convicted a week previous and she was on the way there. Now listen, I have heard as well through the grapevine that somewhere along the line that they'd bought a villa in Vietnam, and for some reason I'm thinking somebody was saying 140,000, which I believe is a lot of money. Well, it is a lot of money. It's a lot of money here anyway. But over there, it's, you know, that's a nice villa. So, give me some more information on that if you've got it. Yeah. Whatever you've got on that, let me know. I'd like to know. I've not had a chance to look into it. I've been doing a lot of work in the last week, so yeah, just give me some information on that, will you? So before I heard about that they was buying a villa there, I'll tell you what I was actually thinking. I was thinking they was going to Vietnam because she had said to Harvey, if you remember in that phone call, well, she was talking to Charlie, and then the phone went off, and she'd been telling Charlie more or less that she was going to get out of here. We know what that meant. And she said to Harvey, we could do it together. Nothing painful, but we could do it together. And I wonder if it was after that Harvey thought, like, you can forget that. Let's go to Vietnam instead. So I'm wondering, but then I'm thinking, no, because if they were buying this villa, I mean, I've got that villa thing from somewhere. So if they were buying this villa, that was already on the cards. Yeah. So that was a thought. So I haven't really got much to bring to the table myself. Here's me slagging off Rashborn, and here's me. I've got nothing to give you, but we're waiting, aren't we? 17th of September. That date's still standing. Now I know Judge Everett said that he reckons that picking the jury is going to be 3 or 4 days. I don't know if Rashborn or somebody, I think he tried to push it to maybe 5 days. For some reason, Rashborn is trying to stretch this out, because after that, because I know Everett was more or less saying like 2 weeks with picking the jury, and Rashborn was saying like, 4 days, possibly 5, and Everett kind of brought it back to 3 to 4 days, I believe. I think that's how it went. Just trying to do it from memory. He was trying to bring it back to like 3 or 4 days, and Everett was saying like a week for trial. Actually, I didn't think that was long enough. A week. There's quite a few witnesses. To be fair, I remember on one of Mag Banner's trials, they had something like 5 witnesses in the morning, just going bam, bam, bam through the lot of them. So, it seems to have like a few. But then the defence Rashborn was like pushing it to that the trial's going to be, he expected at least like 2 weeks. So, I don't think it's going to be a week. No, I don't think it's going to be a week. When they say, to me, when they give like a week or something, when they make it really quick like that, I always think, they're more or less decided before you've been caught that you're going down, because like a week's not long, is it? And I always think, just from trials that I've watched, like when they say, it could go on for 2 to 3 weeks, it's like, because you don't know what's going to happen. A bit like, remember like the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I know it's a total different thing, but that went like on and on and on, didn't it? Because you honestly, even right up to closing arguments and rebuttal and everything, you still didn't know what was going to happen. We was all like sat there like that with our drink, like what's that, what's it going to be? But I think when they sort of say, about a week, I think it's sort of like, it's done and dusted, Donna. Everybody's already decided where you're going. I wonder where she does go. And they're bringing Luis Rivera in, aren't they, as a witness. That'll be interesting. What he's going to come up with. I still think, like Mag Banner could still. She's pissed me off all the way through this trial, because even when she was doing the proffer, she was grabbing at everything for herself and still not giving anything up. And I just wish that she'd just like open her mouth and just put all this to bed. Just tell the truth, because I actually believe I don't think she was on the phone with Wendi, buddies or anything like that. But and we know that it was like through Charlie and everything. But I think there was a lot more connection between her and Wendi than what she gave in that proffer, what she gave on the stand afterwards at Charlie's trial. I just thought that was like ridiculous. It was like giving us peanuts. It was just a waste of time. Like I've said loads of times, I would have sent her back. But what really, really cheeses me off is that she came to do something. She came to clear up a mess, a little bit of the mess, and she didn't. Do you know, when I think about some of the witnesses, like I've got a lot of time, obviously we've all got a lot of time for Jeffrey Lecarte and Tamara Demko. We've not actually seen her on the stand yet, but she's as important as Jeffrey Lecarte. But I still think when I think about this trial, I still think about them staff from the dentist that really could have, they should have been more outright, and it was as though they were being evasive and obstructive right at the start. And you know, people like that, it's people like that cause these trials and this toing and froing to go on and on and on. Whereas if they just throw out the truth and just say it as it is, these cases wouldn't go on for all this time. But it was like literally trying to drag it out of him, and they weren't giving anything up. I'm just trying to think of her name, the one when she was walking out, oh God, why does her name escape me? When she was walking out, she gave like a wave, you know, to Charlie. I mean, like, what you playing at? You know, he's up there for murder. You know exactly what he was doing on that phone, and he was being evasive, and he was telling you like not to say anything, get on the other phone, and this, that, and the other. She should have just spilt that and just said like, it unnerved me that he didn't want to speak on this phone. Or she should have just put it out there, just put the truth out there, because I can imagine what people are thinking now that know them, thinking like, yeah, okay, you was nothing to do with it like that, but you protected him to a degree. Anyway, people like that have been in this case really cheese me off. And the other reason why I want this case to end, not for obviously for Ruth, Phil and Shelley, but also for people like Jeffrey Lacaz having this. Just like to interrupt just for a minute, just to, again, you know what I'm going to say, just hit that touch your like button down there, just to let me know that you just appreciate the video. And then if you can just hit the subscribe, I really appreciate that. Yeah, and just leave me a comment telling me that, you know, you're loving the video. Yeah, thank you. On him for 10 years. You see, Tamara Demko, as even though she's going to be as valuable, maybe not as valuable as Jeffrey Lacaz, but she's almost as valuable as him. She's not actually, I don't think she's had the same pressure, because what happened with her didn't come out until later, and she hasn't been on the stand, and she hasn't had all this pressure on her for 10 years, whereas Jeffrey Lacaz has. And yeah, anyway, I'm going on now. I just want it to start, so just so that you know, I've been able to get, I told you, didn't I? I managed to get the first 3 days or something, 4 days off work. And then I was really cheesed off, because that's just picking the jury. So, I don't know, I'm going to have to try and do some holidays or something. I'm going to have to do something. Can't go on like this. Anyway, that's it. We'll just have to keep going, won't we, until see what else comes up, see what other little snippets get dropped in, and if we can find anything else out. So yeah, let us know if you do know about that villa in Vietnam. I for some reason I heard that, and that'd be interesting to know. Anyway, so that's it. So I'm gonna sign off until I am going to do I need to do some updates actually on some cases. Can I tell you something? Right, so you know, when I was covering the Sarah Boone case, honestly, it really pissed me off, because there wasn't many of us covering the Sarah. I don't mind who's covering what, but honestly, I'm not like that. It's like this covering the Danmarkel case. The more the merrier. The more people that talk about this, the better. And so when I was covering Sarah, Boone right from the start, really, or when it was first getting going, there wasn't many of us on YouTube covering it. In fact, I got a couple of mentions from other YouTubers saying follow Dawn because like she's covering it. Every time something dropped in that file, I was covering it. And then in the end, because one attorney was dropping, then the next, every time I come on and I said, yeah, the motion to withdraw, and I just kept losing subscribers. And in the end I thought, I'm not up. So in the end I said, right, I'm not going to do anything on this until we know that this is definitely going to move forward. And then, obviously, it's been gathering momentum, and she's the 9th attorney, as they call her. Everybody's getting 100,000 views everywhere. And it's like, see you, Dawn. I'm like, yeah, right, okay. Anyway, I am going to do something on it, and something on another case that I covered previously as well. Just a bit of an update. So, yes, I will come back for them too. In between, and let me know if there's any other trials that you want me to jump on and start covering for you. I'm more than happy. Yeah, or send me a message, anything. Okay, all right. So in between and till I see you again, take care, stay safe, and come back. Bye.